Ooh, Jerry is here. I was dancing away here.
That was an abrupt ending.
It just stopped.
I didn't fade it out at all.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Ron, and
I'm Judy.
And we're Full-Time Dream.
Don't sound so excited.
We're here for another week of fun and excitement.
Yay. So as we usually do, we're going to start out with a little news, give people a chance to come over from the other lives and such. So this week, New York State finally finished something, and it doesn't even have any tolls on it.
Oh my God.
They just opened the 750-mile trail between New York City, Canada, Albany, and Buffalo. And it's basically a trail that anybody can go on with bicycles or walk or hike. And they're actually doing things along the way where they're doing tents. So if you plan a trip and you want to bike from New York City to Buffalo, you can schedule a tent and you can stay overnight along the way and along the route. So that's kind of cool. The mega trail connects 20 regional trails and creates a continuous statewide signed route, and 75% of it is off-road. So that means 25% of it is on the road. So I guess you have to be careful there. And speaking,
I'd assume that if you're in New York, you have to wear a mask.
And a bicycle helmet.
And a bicycle helmet and elbow pads and everything else. But
And speaking of being careful on the road, in California, California Highway Patrol arrested an 80-year-old man, and they are probably going to charge him with murder after he ran his motorhome into a 56-year-old woman in her car head-on and sent her over an embankment and killed her. And I guess this wasn't the first time he did this, and they say it was intentional. And that's very sad. What is wrong with people? All right, so that's basically our news of that. And this week for us,
we got very blessed, and we actually got monetized this week.
Yay! We made 98 cents yesterday. Ron can retire soon.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, we couldn't have done it without any of the of you guys here or any of our subscribers, and it's great to see that there's so many people that do actually support us. I'm really proud of that.
And it happened on Ron's birthday too.
Yeah.
So
my birthday, I'm 56. Oh boy.
He's old. I got to train him in for a newer model. And then we got, what else? Oh, I can see without glasses.
Oh,
I went for an eye exam today and finally got new contacts. So I'm excited about that. And there's no glare on my glasses. You can actually see my eyes again.
That works.
You want to show the?
What's that? Oh, the other thing that we did
this is kind of one of our.
We're studying for our 107 drone license so that we can try to get a little bit so we don't have to worry about things. And it's just another challenge for us to try to get. We'll both be studying and both be taking the test just so that we can.
We will. Yay!
Or maybe I will.
And lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, and our keto, we're back to not really a resolution for us.
Yeah, we're back on keto, so we can get rid of this.
Keto to get. We've only been doing it for a week now, and I feel so much better already. Why did our lights just all of a sudden get brighter?
It's not the lights; it was me. I got brighter.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's say hello to everybody in the house.
Highland Homestead, another fellow New Yorker. Hello there. How are you doing? Aaron Jemison. I said it right this time, Aaron, so you can't.
We have a daughter-in-law that's Jimerson, so it's no excuses. But
hi, Jerry. How are you
Jerry.
doing? Thank you for coming in today.
If nobody's checked out Jerry's channel, go check him out. He's still looking for 150 subs on his channel. He's been kicking away at YouTube for a while now. Wine Family Farm, welcome. Colleen and John, good evening, everybody.
How you doing?
We're retired and loving it.
Hi there. There's one of the channels that we interviewed.
Okay, I just got freaked out.
What do you get freaked out?
Somebody just sent us a $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you.
Who was it that did
it's
it?
down below. I'll get to it.
Oh, she'll get to it. We've never gotten a super chat, so what the heck was that?
Pete's Little Homestead. I think he's the one who just sent the super chat.
I think it is. Hi, Pete. Thank you for coming in, and thank you very much for the super chat.
Chasing America. Welcome. And today we're going to do an interview with the homesteading. Time for Exploring. Welcome. Did I miss anybody? Our Stream Elements bot is running. Yay, 2 weeks in a row I did it right. And yes, it was. Pete's Little Homestead. Thank you very much. We have to see Ron do a little dance or something now. Was that worth your $5?
Well, it's better than you saying sending nude pictures of me or something like that. That wouldn't work out too awful well.
Beehives Homestead, welcome. All right, that looks like we hit anybody.
I think Jess brought a whole bunch of her friends along with her.
And now for our main event. Let me get rid of this one so we can, there we go. Get us down to that. We are welcoming Keto Homestead with Jess. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
I'm good.
And my sister's here. Hi, Nance. Okay, so how long have you been doing your YouTube channel?
Oh, I've only been doing YouTube for about 6 months now.
Okay, so you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I started my YouTube as a keto lifestyle to help other people learn how to do keto, but also I do homesteading, and to me it ties into each other, growing your own food and doing keto. Keto is clean eating, so I think it goes hand in hand.
That's what I was going to add. What is your definition of keto? Because we also do keto, and I know everybody kind of has their own description of what it really is. And
the way I like to explain it to people is clean eating, the food that God intended us to eat. That's like the best description I like to give to people.
Okay. Yeah, well, a lot of people say, when they start doing keto and they go to their doctor and their doctor is like, you do keto? Why do you do keto? It's like, I'm not supposed to eat salmon and salad? That's wrong.
Right. Yeah, when I first started, and I was really overweight, I went to my doctor and I explained to them what I wanted to do. And he told me, he said, if you start this, he says, I won't see you anymore as a patient. And I asked, I said, why? Like, why don't you believe in it? And he's like, because I just don't. And I was like, well, that's not an explanation. Like, why isn't it healthy? And he wouldn't give me an answer. And I was
Right.
like, oh, like, I'll just do it then.
It's funny because the majority of doctors don't even understand it or don't know what it is. And I belong to a lot of Facebook groups, and there's so much controversy with, when people go to their doctors and talk about it. And so whenever somebody says, well, what are you doing? I said, eating healthy. I cut out the sugars and the starches and the processed food, and that's how I eat. So that's kind of how I explain it.
And I think it's a huge misconception too, because people think you're just completely cutting out carbs.
Right.
And they don't realize vegetables and fruits or vegetables and berries have carbs naturally.
Right.
What on your channel do you do? Your videos are they based on the homesteading, on the keto type recipes, or is it all all kind of both?
It's kind of both. I do educational videos on keto. I also do the homesteading, gardening, and raising my own animals for meat. And it's all mixed into one. And I think it's just a lifestyle. Like I said, keto and homesteading go hand in hand.
Right. And I see you do a lot of canning of your own.
Yeah.
So how much do you actually buy out of in a grocery store? Because I know you do a lot of animals on your farm.
Mm-hmm. I'd say about 15-20% I buy out of the store. But those are the products that I can't grow at home, like your almond flour, or your coconut flour, or things like that. And then my husband doesn't do keto, so I have to supplement what he eats, because he still eats store-bought breads and things like that, his ice cream. And so
keto ice cream is good.
I saw the
Bomber Steve says, and there's Jess, legend of the YouTube channels.
Oh, Bomber Steve.
I saw that Dan from Griswold came in too.
Yeah, I put him on. I showed him up on the screen. RV Field Trip is here. Hello.
Hello.
If nobody's seen their channel, I have them pinned to the top today, so go check out their channel too. So you started your keto journey a while ago. So which came first, the keto or the homestead? Kind of like the chicken or the egg?
Definitely the homestead. I've been doing the homesteading for 11 years.
How did you guys decide that that's what you wanted to do?
Well, my husband, his family has been on this homestead since the 60s. So when I came along and married my husband, there was the barn and all this property with nothing being utilized. And I'm like, well, I want to have animals. Like, I've never had farm animals. And he's like, well, I've done that all my life. I'm not really into it. And I'm like, oh, please, just one pig. You know how it starts out, one pig. And then
get the thing that multiplies the most, right?
Yeah. And then it was like every weekend we were picking up a new animal. And he's like, I knew I shouldn't have let you do this. But now he enjoys it.
I have a question here. When can you start implementing peas and carrots in your diet?
Well, peas and carrots aren't typically keto friendly. However, I believe once you get to the weight and you're happy with your lifestyle, if you want to implement those things into your life, you can. I just think everything in moderation is best.
Because they're high glycemic. And we could be here for hours and hours trying to explain what keto is and how it works and stuff like that. But
yeah,
they're high glycemic, so they jump your blood sugar and they make you hungrier, and then you want more food. So
yeah, and I guess with that being said, that's the whole point of keto, is to keep your insulin levels down. You don't want to produce more insulin than your body produces, and just adding those foods will increase the insulin levels.
Do we want to explain to people kind of what keto exactly is or anything like that?
Yeah, keto is a high fat, which is animal fats, moderate protein, and low carb diet. I like to call it a lifestyle because diets, I think, set you up for failure.
Yeah, it truly is a lifestyle. And as we were talking before we went live, we were doing keto for quite a while. I started, even before we were doing keto, we started doing more clean eating, and we were eating quinoa and stuff like that. We had cut out processed foods, and we were eating more spinaches and still those bad vegetables for keto. And then we did keto, and we both lost a
lot of weight,
quite a bit of weight. And
I was over 300 pounds when I started, and when we first started it, and I was down to 220 pounds when we started having all of the disarray with this year, the way it got started, and we kind of got straight away from it. And I put on 40 pounds back on since then in the course of a year. But I think the biggest benefit that keto has done for me is that everybody probably knows by now that I've had 3 strokes and 2 aneurysms. And I have issues talking sometimes. I slur my words. But I was always, from the medication and everything that they had me on, I was in a brain fog. And I had a very hard time concentrating. And when we started keto, it did an amazing thing. I mean, I got out of the fog and I started being able to think properly again, to be able to talk a little bit better. It did an awful lot for me. And
so tell everybody how much, when you started and how long it took you and how much weight you actually lost, because this is very impressive.
I started out at 296 pounds, and now I'm currently, for the last 2 years, I've been able to maintain a weight of 150 pounds. So quite a bit. I lost almost a whole body.
Right. You lost half of yourself.
Yeah. And the awesome thing about it is a lot of diets that people go on, and they lose. It took me a year to lose that weight, a whole year. So a lot of the diets that people go on, they lose weight so fast, and then they have loose skin and they have issues with stretch marks and stuff like that. But with keto, and that was my fear, I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to lose this weight because now I'm gonna have all this saggy skin. But it wasn't like that at all. Like, it was amazing. So.
And it's funny too, because like when we don't eat right, we feel it. I mean, I had trouble sleeping and didn't get a sound of sleep, and now we're getting back to normal. Wide Family Farm wants to know, do you ever cheat?
No, never. Never. And that's why if you go to my channel, I have so many, I have like bread recipes and things like that, muffin recipes. I have cake recipes. I have all these recipes so that I don't cheat. And, and I've been keto for so long now. It's been 8 years. I'm not even tempted by those things. When I smell regular pastries and breads and stuff it makes me sick to my stomach. I don't like the smell of them.
Right. And the taste of them. And that's one thing I've even noticed in the last week, just eating foods, they have a different taste. Tonight I made hamburgers with green peppers and onions, and we had a salad with it. And it just tasted so much better today than it did, when we had the same thing last week. It's weird.
Oh yeah. And like you were saying with the salmon, like all my life until I started keto, I did not eat anything out of water. Anything that came from water, I was like, nope, I can't stand the smell of it. I'm not touching it. And when I started keto, I started craving salmon and shrimp and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is going on? And finally I worked up the courage enough to start eating it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so good. And then it was all over from there. So your taste buds really do change.
Yeah. And fresh food definitely tastes better. It's funny. Oh, yeah. You crave weird things like celery and Pete's Little Home said, Jess, my diet's seafood. Seafood and he eats it. Assuming that's RV field trip. They lost 35 pounds by quitting sodas. Yeah.
Now, have you ever heard of Zevia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just recently found that because I am such a strict keto person, but I was trying to get my husband back on keto and he's like, I can't do it without my pop. Well, so I started researching and I found Zevia, and we actually found it in our local Kroger store, and I bought him that, and he was like, this is actually pretty good. So
I'm still trying to stay away from the artificial sweeteners too, but he's a Diet Pepsi addict, and I can't.
That's what
he'll drink a 2-liter bottle in a day though, and it's
a lot.
I was completely off of it for a long time, and then just started back on it.
I think he's trying to cut down because he's only got a liter bottle there.
He's only got 1 liter.
So he's got a 1 liter instead of 2. But
so do you not use stevia then?
I do for cooking. I use pure, and then I use monk fruit sweetener. If I'm not heating it up, I'll use monk fruit sweetener. Okay. But I did notice you used honey in your bread. Do you use honey a lot or just in your
No, just in the bread because the
Because
yeast,
of the yeast, yeah.
eat that honey up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, because I was like, oh, she's putting honey in it. That's not keto. But I'm like, what's she going to use to get the yeast to do its job?
That is my biggest controversy. People always come after me. Why the honey? Well, because the yeast needs something to eat to be able to rise. So,
Right. So that's the better of the doing sure. I'm a diehard Dr. Pepper. He's a pepper.
Hi, Gina. Thank you for coming in. I was going to say that we had such good results and things we were doing so well with the keto that Judy's brother went on to keto, and he's been doing amazing with that. Yeah, he's still doing it.
He does intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And then her sister Nancy's doing it, and my mom is doing it now also. My mom's trying to lose enough weight for her so that she can have a hip replacement and a knee replacement surgery.
Yeah, and my sister's trying to do it because she needs to have a knee replacement. So she's trying to lose the rest of the weight. Hopefully she can do that this year and do it. I think this is a joke. What about flatbread?
No. Flatbread. Actually, any grain. Keto does not approve grain items at all. And how did you say it? What's that grain you said earlier? The
Quinoa.
Quinoa. I don't think that's keto, is it?
No.
Okay.
But it's better than other grains, but yeah, it's still not, same as rice.
Yeah.
Because they're starches. They're just carbohydrates, and they're not burning the fuel. But do you do intermittent fasting?
I do. And I've tried to do long-term fasting. I just can't do it. I'm an eater. I like to eat.
Yeah.
But I do most of my interfasting at night. So I'll eat, between 4 or 5 on a good day. That's not always possible, but 4 or 5, and then I won't eat until the next day around, 10 or 11. Today, however, I've worked so hard on YouTube, editing, going live and everything. Today, last night I crashed, and I crashed hard. So on accident, I actually fasted today for 20 hours. So I guess that's good.
There you go.
Putting any tickers in your...
Oh, yeah, I can.
I was going to ask you a question about on your channel. Do you include your husband? We saw him walking behind you there once. Your husband and your kids?
I do my husband's, my kids, every once in a blue while. My kids don't want to be a part of YouTube, and my husband doesn't either. He will come on every once in a while when I force him, but
how many kids do you have?
I have 3, and he has 4. But his are grown, so they're not in the house.
That's a big family. So tell us a little bit about your homestead, as far as it's 5 acres.
It's 5 acres, and I raise a garden every year. It's I'd say about a half an acre of a garden that I raise. And I use that not only to sustain ourselves, but also to feed the animals. I have a Great Pyrenees that I'm trying to train to protect my animals. He's young and still learning. So I also have meat rabbits. I have chickens and turkeys. I have ducks. I raise Muscovy ducks and Peking ducks for meat birds. I also have a La Mancha goat, and I have 3 hogs and 1 feeder pig. I have 2 Holstein heifers. One is a milk cow. The other is the baby. She'll be old enough this year to breed. And then I recently got a bull bottle calf that is now fed grain. It's off of the bottle. So everything's kind of like a ecosystem around here. I grow the food for us to eat and for the animals. The milk cows, obviously, for my family, the Holsteins produce so much milk we can't go through enough. So that gets given to the birds and the hogs. So we're just trying to be as self-sufficient as we can without relying on anything or anyone else.
I watched one of your videos where you were canning cream cheese. That was that was kind of an interesting thing. I never knew that you could can cream cheese. But
that's like a rebel thing. A lot of my techniques aren't approved by the FDA, but
we can venison in just our pressure cooker and our Instapot, and that's people frown upon that, but it worked. We haven't died.
If it works, I don't see why not. My mother-in-law, she was in the Depression, and she did a lot of canning. She had a lot of knowledge that I learned from. So she lived until she was 84. So I rely on her wisdom.
And I thought it was interesting. We were talking about the chive blossoms that you were doing. And then you took them and you put them in vinegar. I never knew, or so that you can put the vinegar and make a salad dressing out of it.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to me. I didn't know you could do anything like that with chive blossoms.
Well, you get really creative when you're keto too. I'm sure you get really creative and come up with some awesome recipes to, you can't use ranch dressing on keto anymore. So you come up with some creative stuff.
Right.
Unless you make your homemade ranch dressing.
Right. Some of the things we don't do super strict. Like I buy, blue cheese dressing and that, and I know it has sugars, but I'm really careful about reading my labels because there's sugar hidden in everything and people don't even think about it. Salsa and that kind of thing we buy store bought, but I read the label and try to get the best bang for the buck.
I go to the store and I say, "Hey, look at this. It says sugar-free." And she says, "But it's got the sugar alcohols." And
read the label. Just because it says sugar-free and just because it says keto on the label does not mean it's keto, especially with like Slim Fast and all of, and that's the other part of keto that we try to do is eating clean food and not buying the chemical substitutes for keto.
Yeah, and in my hometown, I coach people how to do keto, and that's like the biggest thing when they go to the store. They're like, "There's keto Slim Fast and all this," and I'm like, "No, that's not keto." I'm like, the rule is if it has more than 5 ingredients, it's probably not good.
Right. When they name, 81 names for sugar?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Cool Courage makes their own ranch. It's delicious. They're keto too.
Oh, okay.
They've done some neat things. They do backcountry hiking and stuff like that. And they took and dehydrated chicken and zucchini noodles and then made their Alfredo out in the backwoods during their hike.
Oh, wow.
I told her she needs to do a dehydration video on that because I think that's a neat way to get stuff. So what area of the country are you in? I don't think we mentioned that. So
I'm in Ohio.
So what do you do in the winter as far as trying to make it through the winter with food and the animals? And
well, we stock up a lot. Spring and summer and fall are just like my busiest times. I really don't have time for anything because I am stocking my freezers and fridge from everything we've grown or butchered. And also we heat with wood. I have a wood burning stove. So a lot of time is in the woods cutting wood. So that's how we stay warm. Also, I should mention too, we have a neighbor, a friend of ours that bales hay and stuff like that. So when he needs help, we go over there and bale hay and rake hay and things like that. So we're trading our work for hay and straw when our animals need it.
Doing a little bartering.
Yep.
So is your husband happy now that you guys took over the homestead and you're doing the homesteading and have the animals?
It depends on the day. Most days he's happy about it. He's happy when he's eating. He's not very happy when the hogs get out, and they do get out, not a lot, but every once in a while they get out, and then he's like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, when we were younger, we always got cows and chickens and all that kind of stuff. And my favorite experience is when my brother went and got some cows. My brother did he was going to auctions and people were having him buy cows for him. He was a really good judge of meat cows. Well, he bought 2 bull calves and he had them tied out, and they got loose. And my mom, she's in here someplace, she went after them, and she got dragged around through the field, up and down the field, and every which way. And we didn't have cows much longer after that.
Yeah, we had a pig. Well, we had both pigs escape one time, and I live on a state route, so it's pretty busy. We're way, way out in the country, but they decided to put the road, they turned it into a state route. It's crazy. But my pigs, they got out and they went 2 houses down to the neighbors, and they called and they said, your hogs are here, please come get them. And I'm like, all right. So we drove down there in the pickup truck, and I had a bucket of feed with me, and obviously we couldn't load the hogs. They're like, at the time they were like 300-pound hogs. So I am running down the state route with a bucket with 2 hogs chasing me, and everybody's like honking and laughing. So now in the neighborhood, I'm known as the hog girl. I'm like, oh.
Well, at least you've lost 150 pounds, so there's no
Right.
condescending there. That was a bad joke. No, I lost where I was going with anything. So you're not working, you had told us, because you hurt your back.
Yes.
So how does that affect working on a homestead? I mean, it's got to be kind of tough on you at times.
It is. It's really rough. I'm still having trouble bending or squatting. So last year, what happened was I blew my discs, my L4 and my L5 in my back, lifting people in the nursing home. Mm-hmm. And I think it was just, I've been doing it for 20 years. My back just started to break down. And so last year when I was doing the gardening, it was just so hard trying to bend down and plant and pull weeds and even pick. So I had to take like one of those old milk crates with me everywhere I went. But by the end of the day, trying to take care of the animals and take care of the garden, I hurt so bad. So my husband is like a big factor in a lot of the stuff that we do. I can't even lift a 5-gallon bucket of feed anymore. He has to do that. So it all has to do with a partnership.
Nona Grace is here, and she says she's known as the Chicken Lady. She's fantastic to watch her videos. She puts a video out about every night or every other night, and like watching and seeing.
She's very inspirational, very knowledgeable.
She is. I really like Nona Grace, and I really enjoy her chats at night. And of course, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, Mr. Brown. She's another fellow Western New Yorker too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Welcome, Morris Patch.
Hello.
So where do you see your for the future of your channel or your homestead, and what direction are you guys heading with let's start with your channel.
With my channel, I'm not sure, honestly. I'm just winging it right now. I'm still new. I'm still trying to learn how to work the channel. So I don't know. I would like to get more into herbs, more natural medicines and things like that. But at the same time, it kind of scares me because I don't want to put videos out there where I'm not educated. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning just like everybody else is. So.
Right. Yeah, but sometimes you can do a show like that and just say, this is what happened to me.
Yeah.
Too.
Semper Fi, Papa Drew.
He'll finally laid an egg. I don't know. What do you got?
What do I got?
How about the homestead? Are you guys going to get it any bigger? Get it, I mean, in the future?
I don't think so. Not after I hurt my back. It's a lot to take care of as it is now. So I think the amount of animals we have right now is plenty. You know, the rabbits produce really fast, so there's always meat coming on, and the chickens and the eggs and stuff. So I don't think we really want to grow the homestead much. And I don't know. The homestead, it just is a lot of maintenance, fixing fences and pens and stuff. So I think we're just going to stay with the amount of animals we have. I would like to breed both Holsteins this year and have calves, but I'll probably sell the calves. I just want the Holsteins for the milk, because the milk does produce a lot of pounds of food.
Excuse me 1 second. I need to
I just went and messed up the other computer screen. So
close that one. Close it right there in the middle.
And, oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Oh, I can say I really want to add quails back. I really enjoy quail eggs and quail meat. And last year we had a raccoon attack my quail and take them out. So that's one thing, but they're really small. So I do want to implement them back in.
Do you put netting over top of your chickens and stuff like that because of the hawks? We have so many birds of prey. We have hawks and owls and eagles and all kinds of stuff that just about everything that there is up here in New York eats chickens. Weasels and
yeah, because I said I wanted to get chickens because they take care of ticks in the backyard, but
The only reason my chickens, they don't really have a chicken house. I mean, they do, but they don't go into it. They like to fly up in the trees and nest in the trees, and they're all free range. My chickens, my ducks, and my turkeys. But I have dogs on the property that protect them. I also have a husky, and my husky is one of the best livestock guarding dogs I've ever had. She'll take out all the opossums, weasels, everything you can think of. So they're pretty well protected. And
thank
we don't
you very much, Sue, for the super chat.
Thank you,
very
Sue.
much.
And for some reason, I don't have hawks around here as much. I mean, I've seen them in the neighborhoods, but on my property, they don't mess around here.
Oh, we've got the foxes and coyotes, and now we've got fishers and everything else.
Yeah, fishers are nasty.
Yeah, the fishers are really nasty.
So, what's your favorite recipe to make that people don't even know is keto?
Probably my pumpkin keto cheesecake. That would probably be I don't know if it's because I love eating it or people just don't know it's keto.
The only thing that gives it away sometimes is the aftertaste of the sugar.
Yeah.
That little pepperminty, minty flavor when you eat something like that. Yeah, I made the pumpkin cake again for his birthday the other day. And that was good.
I need to try that recipe too.
Yeah. And we just did that stuffed backstrap too. That was really good.
That looked so good.
Yeah, those pork chops though you were cutting up, and that's another thing you canned was pork chops. That was interesting.
Yeah.
But man, that hunk of meat was.
But my mom does an awful lot of canning. She I don't think she does as much anymore, but she would can chicken and everything else also, so that she had it for, she'd find it on sale and she would buy it and can it so that she had it. And she does that an awful lot.
Yeah. I like to say that I'm lazy, but other people don't see it that way. And what I mean by that is I like to can all the meats I can possibly can because I'm lazy. I don't like to stand in front of the stove or the oven and cook forever. So I can just dump everything out and have a meal in less than 5 minutes and be done.
Now, when you can the pork chops, did you just put them in there and let them make their own juice? Because I didn't see you put anything else in them.
Yep, I let them make their own juice.
Okay, so we have to educate Papa Drew. I wish there was a keto bread because I just love bread and more bread with a side of bread. There are keto breads. Papa Drew.
And you can see she's put a couple of recipes out on videos with showing how to make it. And
if you don't want to make your own and you want to just kind of get into keto, there are ones you can buy. Aldi's has one, although it's not a strict keto. It's better than probably eating white bread. So it's kind of like pick your battles type thing is how I look at it sometimes too. It's, people are like, I can't do that because it's so difficult to cook all the time. And I still like bread and I still like this. It's like, well, you can still eat semi-healthy and, who just
Bomber Steve.
Bomber Steve.
Bomber Steve. Thank you very much for the super chat. You didn't have to do that.
A little bit of love from down under to say congrats on the channel and let you know you have friends all around the world from Sweeney's Creek Farm. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Ron's going to have to start dancing again. We need a shtick. Everybody's got a shtick when they get a super chat. So I'm just
now on your channel. Do you kind of stick to a set schedule where you're doing? I know that you do lives. Are you doing a regular scheduled live, and do you put out videos at a certain time, or is it just whenever they happen to come up, or is it? How are you doing that?
I'm a hot mess. I don't have a schedule for anything, lives or videos. And that's one thing I'm trying to work on this year is to buckle down and be more consistent and have a schedule. But it's something I struggle with.
Yeah, we don't have a schedule either. We just drop videos when we drop them. We try to at least make one out once a week, but
and we've been trying to right in the last little bit we've done like one short. She does one short and we do a video and a live a week. That's what we've been trying to do, and it seemed to if nothing else it gets our name out there and gets things going pretty good. Since we're a travel channel and we're really not traveling too much now.
Yeah.
We have a whole lot of new people that we haven't had in our live stream.
I think Jess brought them all over because they're all homesteaders.
Jess
they're all here to see you.
I see Sweet Pea Farms is here too. There's another New Yorker. Boy, we got all kinds of people from New York coming in.
It's because we have nothing else to do because it's cold outside.
Carl's from Carl's Off Grid is here. He's here because he wants to kind of rub it in and say that he thinks that the Packers might beat the Bills this year in the Super Bowl, but I don't know about that.
Like Papa Drew said, it's hard to do videos all the time. It's like a job.
That is the truth. And then I'm trying to get my watch hours up, so I've been doing late night streams from like 11 o'clock until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm wearing myself out doing that. And I haven't even posted a video. I think it's been like a week and a half now. And I do have a keto noodle recipe I want to get out. I've worked on for a couple of years to get my noodle recipe right. And I just haven't done it yet because I've been doing all the live streams. So I need to get myself in gear and get that out.
Well, that's exciting. I'd like that one.
We've had a lot. When we started out, she kept a log to keep track of how many hours we needed and everything, figuring out how many hours a day we needed, and she kept such good track of that. And we were finding that we were going to make it with our hours, and we were it was
in a year. We had a goal for a year
to try to get it done in a year, which would have been March 1st. So we got it done in 10 months, but it was kind of one of those things where we were worried that we weren't going to get our subscribers, and our subscribers came because of the shorts that she was doing. We were able to get our subscribers, and then it was just. Well, then it was like watching those hours like crazy, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
What is something you would change about yourself spiritually or emotionally?
My anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety. Keto has actually worked a lot for it, though. It's calmed me down a lot, but I still have a little background anxiety there. I don't like to be the center of attention. I'm used to giving the love and showing the love. Like, it's not supposed to be directed towards me.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for coming in. And Nothing Edited's here.
Welcome, guys. Chad is jumping so fast.
And there's your sister.
My sister said noodles sound awesome, so you got to get that done. That's your project for the week.
Yeah.
We're giving you homework.
I told myself after tonight, after the lives that I'm on tonight, tomorrow I'm buckling down. I'm getting this noodle recipe out.
Do you do, is it a fathead dough base? No. Do you do fathead dough pizzas and stuff like that? Or do you cheeses?
My husband does. I don't like doing the fathead dough because it takes so much energy and time. I make him make it, and it's so messy. But I do enjoy eating it. I just don't like making it.
We actually make ours. We do I do a base almost like a Wonder Bread. They call them the chaffles with the cheese and stuff like that. But I just use pork rinds, crushed pork rinds.
Yeah, I see that video, and I was thinking we need to try that one too.
Yeah, I like that because it is so much quicker than doing the fathead dough, and it is less messy.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the one thing that can instantly make your day better?
Making somebody else happy.
Okay, so do that noodle recipe, and you'll make a lot of people happy. See, Two-Family Homestead. Do I have to come over to your place and stand over you to do the noodle video? And that's in all capitals, so they're yelling at you. So
she's not too far from me, so she could hunt me down.
Nona Grace never made the fathead dough. That's with the mozzarella cheese and cream cheese, and you melt it up and mix in a little bit of almond flour and egg, and yeah, it's pretty heavy when you're eating it too. It's not light.
Yeah, I can only eat like 1.5 pieces because it's so filling.
RV Field Trip asks, how are you doing on watch hours?
You asking me?
Yeah, well, we've already got ours. So.
Oh, okay. I think I'm at 5:30 right now on watch hours.
Got a ways to go. You're only at 500 subscribers. What did you say you started 7 months ago?
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah. Most people, it takes 2 years, so don't get discouraged.
Yeah. keep going along. They say that, what do they say, that 80% of the people who start a channel don't make it, and the people that do make it, they average about 22 months to get monetized.
Wow.
So it's just keep on going. You're doing really well for the short amount of time that you've been doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Lisa D, I did a video on the crushed pork rinds on pork chops. And I use Dijon mustard as the base too, and it gives them a lot of flavor. They're awesome. What is your go-to beverage?
Oh, lemonade. I make lemonade and stevia. I drink that all day long in a huge mountain cup. But I do drink coffee in the morning. I do decaf coffee because I do enjoy the taste of it. With the anxiety, though, I stay away from caffeine. So the decaf coffee is good for me. And then, like I said, most of the day, it's just lemonade, sweetened with stevia. But I eat a lot of kale and I eat a lot of spinach. And when you eat, you might have to help me out with this word because I can't pronounce it. Spinach and kale have a lot of antioxidants, antioxidants in it. And if you eat too much of those leafy greens, it can cause you to have kidney stones.
Right.
So the lemon juice breaks those down so you don't have them. So that's the purpose. I really enjoy the lemon juice, but I don't want to end up with a kidney stone either.
Right. I do the same thing. I don't even sweeten I just drink lemon water.
Oh yeah.
What were you laughing at?
I was laughing because Papa Drew said rum and water
Oh, there you
with
go.
a little less water, more rum.
So technically rum could be keto. As long as it's not sweetened.
So isn't it vodka, the clear liquors?
Yeah.
Or we call it camp juice. It's called camp juice. That's what Cool Quest calls it.
What would be the first thing you'd do if you won the lottery?
Buy more land.
I thought it'd be hire somebody to take care of the pigs.
Well, if I won the lottery, then I could hire some farm hands.
There you go. Some good looking farm hands. Don't tell your husband. Never mind. Rum is keto. I'm in.
Rum is keto.
What's the one thing that annoys you the most?
I don't know. That's a tough one. Probably, yeah. He's in the bedroom watching, laughing. Yelling something. Probably the fact that he won't go on keto with me. I tell him all the time, I'm training people to do keto and trying to educate people how to do keto, and I can't even get my husband to. Like, what the
But you said he eats some of the stuff, right?
So he does eat some of the stuff. He eats quite a bit of my keto stuff, but he just still likes his sweet tooth. So
just haven't found the right keto things to replace that yet, huh?
He eats all my sweets. He eats all my sweets, and then he goes eats all his sweets.
That's why you haven't gained any weight from your keto, because he keeps taking your stuff. Yeah, that's what I have the hardest part with is sweets, when I buying stuff for my mom because I want her to be happy, and then I end up eating it. So now I buy stuff that's like in just a little package of it, because one little cookie will do her, but I'll eat 5 of them.
That's right. That reminds me, because when I first started doing keto and he wasn't into it, he actually did strict keto for 6 months and lost a bunch of weight and felt a lot better. But in the beginning, when I first started doing keto, I was trying to take everything out of the house that wasn't keto, Well, that didn't go over well. So then I took like a black permanent marker, and everything that wasn't keto, I put the cross and the
cross and skull,
and I'm like, poison over everything. He's like, stop it. Quit doing that.
But it is. You just don't realize it.
But it helped me mentally not to eat it too, seeing that.
Right. Well, and it's just like I said, I mean, I was feeling so crappy and eating all that stuff and Christmas and, but now that I cut it out, we've been a week and I haven't wanted it, It's just, my sweet tooth is going away and other food tastes so much better. So it's put in its place.
Jerry's got sweets is my kryptonite. Okay, next question is, if you could go back in time, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
To be healthy and happy sooner.
And don't screw up your back.
Don't work so hard.
Before you stopped working, what type of job were you doing?
Actually, all my life I worked as a nurse's assistant, and I held 3 jobs at all times from the time I was 17 until 2 years ago. I worked in long-term nursing homes, and I specialized in Alzheimer's and dementia. And then I also worked in home health.
No wonder you hurt your back.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. Like, I love being around older people. The knowledge that they hold is just unbelievable. It's like an open book. They just want to be loved and have their story told. And I soaked up as much as I could, and I did. It was like my second family. I just love taking care of people.
Yeah.
a little.
It can get hard when you're doing it for your own family, but
Oh yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, when we sit, my mom has a little bit of dementia. She's never actually been diagnosed. But you tell her I went out and got glasses today, and she's like, "Oh, where'd you go?" And I told her, and then 2 minutes later, it's like, "Oh, where'd you go?" So it's, every conversation we have to repeat ourselves 4 or 5 times, but start talking about the good old days, and she'll go on for hours and talk about stuff. And it's fun. We took her camping with us this year, and for her to sit and see the campers going by, she enjoyed that and seeing something different. So hopefully this coming year it'll be better for her.
Yeah.
Take care, Jerry Lynn.
I know. Thank you for coming in, Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, I took care of my mother-in-law before she passed away, and she had pretty bad Alzheimer's. And I think that was like the toughest part of my life ever, because I was going to work every day taking care of the Alzheimer patients, and then coming home and having to take care of her. It was like I was never getting a break.
Right.
So, but we made it. We made it through, and I just remember, it was so hard. So I understand what you're going through.
You want to put up Northwoods?
It should put it up stream. It's in stream there,
Okay.
so I think it's already posted it once. But we're getting closing down there. So you
get down to about the last 5 minutes.
You made it. You made it the hour. She was so nervous. Hey, Jared and Ginger, how you doing?
Thank you.
We're just winding down here. We got a few minutes left before Northwoods is on at 8 o'clock.
We're getting a lot of leathernecks in here now too.
Mm-hmm. Time for exploring. Grew up in Toledo. Okay, so like I said, we're winding down. What do you, anything you want to say to the audience for your channel, your keto, your?
Well, just come on over and subscribe if you want to learn about keto, or if you're already doing keto, come check out my recipes. And if you're into homesteading, you can check out the homesteading and canning. I think I have a genre for everybody.
There you go. I think that's the way to go, though, with a channel, is have a little bit of everything. It's just kind of how our channel is, just, our life. It's not, it's RV travel, but right now we can't do that. So we got to make it what it is.
Yeah.
So
just before I forget, next week, we're not going to be doing an interview next week. We're going to be doing a little bit of a celebration because we got monetized. We're going to be doing a little bit of,
I don't know what we're going to do, but
we'll
dancing,
figure something out.
some giveaways.
I don't think, but yeah, we're just kind of really happy with it. And if there's anybody, I know that we have an awful lot of new channels that haven't been, or new to our live streams.
Make sure you guys are checking each other out and going over. You like their channel, subscribe.
Make sure that you watch a video and be serious about subscribing. If you're going to subscribe to it, don't just go over there and hit the subscribe button and forget about it, because YouTube will kick you off. If you go over there and you watch a video and you like it, subscribe, and then watch more videos and whatever. That's the way it should work. But yeah, we've been doing these interviews now for a little bit, and
if anybody wants to come on, send us an email. Our email is in our about section.
And Jess reached out to us and said that she'd like to come on, so that we brought her on. She was a little bit nervous. I'm not sure why everybody's so nervous to talk to us. I don't know if it's
it's probably you.
It's got to be me. but send us an email, and Judy can get things set up for.
I can take care of everything.
Judy can get everything all set up, and we can have it's a way for you to be able to introduce yourself to the community, and a community isn't just one niche or another niche, because there's people in the homesteading community that will watch RV travel channels and say, hey, wow, I really like that video. I'll watch a few more. There's people from the RV community that watch homesteading and keto channels and all of that, and say, that's something that's really interesting, and they'll watch more videos. And get yourself out there, get more people, expose yourself to more channels. And that's what we're trying to do. And that's I mean, we got helped out when we were just starting out, and we're doing whatever we can for people that really could use the help to get there too. Hi, Lori and K&R, and
Everybody's coming in here at the last minute, but we're about to sign out.
we're going to be
We
heading
want to
over.
thank everybody for the supports. Thank you for the chats.
And again,
Thank you, Jess, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Good time. And we will see you all at the Northwoods,
Yep, they're going to head over there now.
8 o'clock. All right. We'll see you.
Bye.